we're thrilled to welcome the very talented Monroe Cline on Air with Cash. She's an accomplished actor, dancer who's been lighting up the screen and stage with her incredible versatility. Her latest project, When It Rains in LA, recently premiered at the iconic Grauman's Chinese Cinema. I had the pleasure of attending. You can watch her on Apple TV.
Thank you. Excited to be here and glad we get to meet again and chat more about the film.
We knew who each other were on social media, but then the
Yes.
premiere, yeah, mutual publicist was the one who invited me to the premiere, and we finally I got to meet you and your boyfriend Henry. We got to hang out a little bit before and catch up, and it was funny because I heard you. I remembered hearing Texas at
Yeah.
some point,
Austin.
Austin, but you sounded English, and people tell me I sound English when I'm in the South. So, and then in the movie, you had like an Eastern European accent. Was that it?
Yes.
Yes.
All over the place. All over the place with the accents recently.
I think
Yeah,
'cause
it's
it
so
was
funny.
loud, and I do that too when it's loud indoors. I enunciate more, so I think that's maybe
Yes.
what I was getting. So anyway, every time I'm in Tennessee, everyone thinks London.
Are you from Tennessee?
I have family from Tennessee who lives in Memphis.
Yeah, it's so funny, especially because my partner is British, so it definitely rubs off on me. And then the Eastern European, definitely not around that like all the time. So that was a crash course for sure.
And you played that character so well. You got to work with Eric Roberts.
Yes, Eric's great. He's awesome to work with, like just full of stories, and he's a pro. He's in and out, and yeah, you can see why he works so much. He's just a legend.
And you've been on a roll too. How was your journey like moving from Texas and then coming to LA and then just boom?
I moved out here in 2017 on scholarship to a dance studio to be like one of their trainees. So I basically lived at a dance studio my whole first year. We couldn't audition, couldn't take any acting class or anything else anywhere. So the whole first year was great. Got signed with a dance agency through that, and it wasn't immediate. It was definitely not like an overnight thing because I started out as a dancer. Like I would just exclusively do dance jobs. But I noticed that more and more of my dance jobs they would just be wanting me to act. So like my first ever job was actually an Eminem music video, and I was possessed. So it was like very much theatrical. It was acting more than it was dancing at all. Like we didn't even have really set choreography. Even though Marty Kudelka was a choreographer and he did like Justin Timberlake, he's a legend. But yeah, and then I just fell into acting really quickly after that. And I kind of balanced the two for a few years, trying to stay true to my dance roots. But then like overall acting is kind of one for me. And it happened in a really organic way. It like didn't feel like I was swimming upriver trying to make acting work. It was weird because like you move to a city with one goal, and then what you're actually meant to do kind of takes over. So that's been really cool. But it definitely hasn't felt quick.
I grew up in LA and I have had so many different
Oh
chapters
yeah.
of my life. Oh yeah.
You kind of just have to like ride the wave. Like obviously you want to have intention with what you're doing, but if you like something, you want to do more of that. So you don't want to force square peg, round hole if it's not working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was kind of like you in a way too, because my dad was in music publishing. My mom was Beach Boys and Johnny Carson. So it was like I always had like that kind of media background in my family, and so and then I think it was around 15. I got an agent, and they'd want me for stuff, but I was already 6 foot, so I was 15. I looked
Oh
like
wow. Jealous.
so that was, and then I booked my first Secret deodorant commercial at like 17, and then
Oh wow.
oh
The
yeah,
big break.
I finally got a break. I had like long hair. I was in my Jim Morrison phase with Joe Pitka, who had done. Oh yeah, it was you did Space Jam.
Oh my
So
gosh,
I mean, but
iconic.
that was like high school, and then I went to college, and I did some modeling for like antique jeans, and then I was really getting in. It was an interesting time. My generation, we were kind of sheltered in the '90s,
Yeah, I
and then it
bet.
was like, whoa, this post 9/11 world. There was so much happening in the news, the media landscape, social media, and so I mean, at first I thought I was going to go more into news.
Broadcast.
Yeah, so I mean, the opportunity for WME came up, and then while I was there, my cousin had did a movie with Joan Jett, and then I was working with Joan's People on a few things. So we ended up producing two movies, and then that kind of, it's just I
Wow.
got into producing, and then they were like, "Oh, here, Cash, I think you'd be good in this role." Right when I think I'm doing something else, that opens up again.
Yeah, I think it's important to kind of to really, especially like you said, college age, to really just be open to whatever life is going to throw, and that way you can find out what you really do like. Like try everything, so that way later on you're able to say no to those things because you've done it and you've kind of found what you really want to hone in on. But you'll never know if you don't do it.
Oh, exactly. Whose idea was it for the East European accent?
Yes, so she was from Eastern Europe, Sasha. The accent wasn't always going to be Eastern European. At the table read, I just did in my natural accent. And then we tried British. And then the production team was really wanting to do leaning towards Eastern European. So we tried it out, and it made the most sense with the storyline because that's who it was based on, like Eastern European.
Gotcha. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, and so I went for it, and luckily I had a really great accent coach, Eliza Simpson, and I will use her for everything. Watching a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of podcasts with like Russian dialect. Yeah, that was really useful. It was definitely a crash course though. It wasn't like I had a bunch of time.
We celebrated the premiere, so you can watch this on Amazon Prime and Apple TV.
Yeah, it is really great the way it was distributed. And a mini theatrical release as well in some select theaters, which is cool.
We've had so much success with this new movie, and what else do you have in the works?
And then a movie called The Stage I shot last year is coming out sometime this year, and it's with Matthew Lawrence. And I kind of like
he's the middle Lawrence, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I play Lilith, and I essentially haunt him in the movie, which is cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, what about you? What's next for you?
There's a movie that I filmed with my good friend Valerie Brandy. We shot it last year, and she's releasing it along with her book trilogy. So that's something I'd look forward to in the coming months. Like when I meet someone like you who understands, who I click with, and I'm just so happy for you and the stuff that you've got going on right now. I think I'm moving to LA. Boom! I booked this role. There, you got 2 movies coming out. You're on a roll, girl, and I'm just so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so happy we crossed paths. That's so true. When you vibe with someone, like you need to act upon it, and like if you like someone's energy,
we do. We just attract the right people. We bring them in our circle, and we're going to the top.
Yes, 100%.